Okay, this is an experiment. I think this is how you get a ton of views on YouTube. You talk about important issues as soon as they happen. Oh, my popcorn's finished popping. I need to stop it. If I don't want this stuff to burn, I wish you could smell it. Never forget being in 5th grade talking to this girl on the phone back when you used to talk on the phone. And she was like, I got this rose or something, and I was like, she's like, you should smell it. I can smell it through the phone. It was so stupid and young and naive. I have a headache, and it's because I'm not drinking water. But if you can see this is the front page of Reddit, and I have been on Reddit not very much in the past couple days, but let me just read to you. This is the top 12 things on Reddit at the moment on my front page. That's the thing, I always go to all. And I think on all, at least if it's, the same for everybody. So there's something about a dude babysitting his daughter's kitten, which is cute and funny. And then there is what I started this video to talk about. There's only one story about it. There was two when I looked earlier. There was something yesterday. Was it the report that Michael Flynn was cooperating with Mueller? That was everybody, at least the top comment was Happy Thanksgiving. Well, as we all know, November 24th, 2017, Black Friday, this story broke. President Trump appears in Panama Papers for the first time. Top comment from Tick and Clocka? Tick Andy Clocka? Something like that? This could be interesting! Exclamation point. I like it. Then there's this quote they put in there. I'm guessing it's from the article, right? The deal involved a mysterious Panamanian company called Process Consultants Incorporated, which bought a 16th floor condo at the Trump skyscraper in 1991. That's a long time ago. Process Consultants was owned through so-called bearer shares, which can be used to transfer assets with complete anonymity. Such shares are popular among money launderers. Another reason why Julian Assange was attacking the Panama Papers so much? Wait, what did I miss? A deleted comment. WikiLeaks account at WikiLeaks. Let's go to the next comment. I'm not trying to read. I'm trying to defend WikiLeaks here. I'm trying to bask in the glory of Trump destruction. Here is the link to the original story by Jake Berstein. Berstein. That leads us back to the Mandela Effect conspiracy. At jakebernstein.com. I assume the site is not whitelisted, so I posted the Daily News article instead. But the original article contains more interesting details. For example, where the Daily News says this: Process Consultants was owned through so-called bearer shares, which can be used to transfer assets with complete anonymity. Such shares are popular among money launderers. JakeBernstein.com says this: Process Consultants was owned through bearer shares. These share certificates were pieces of paper, and whoever physically possessed them owned the company. For example, if Process bought an apartment in a Trump development, the company was a title holder. Process itself was owned through two share certificates. If someone handed you those two pieces of paper, you would be the owner of the apartment. Bearer shares could be used to transfer assets completely anonymously. They were favorite tools of money launderers. For Mossack Fonseca, bearer shares were popular add-ons, a lucrative secrecy selling point. Sounds like it would be useful for tax evasion as well. Wow. Whoa, guys. I'm 5.5 minutes into this video. It's not good. NS Redditor, third top comment at the moment from 2 hours ago. After all the bullshit the GOP tried to accuse the Clintons of, now Trump is their head honcho. Putting aside the hypocrisy, they've primed the American people for someone like Trump. Sure, there's the bozos that swallow any crap the far right feeds them, but they're still a minority. Everyone else has had years of training, thanks to the GOP, of processing and understanding the very kinds of crimes that President, with an asterisk which I like, Trump has been committing for decades. They could not have prepared America better for someone like Trump by attacking the Clintons so ferociously. In a way, doing some shitty cam work, I'm really sorry. In a way, we have the GOP to thank for what I believe will be their complete destruction. And while it's difficult to stomach Trump being president right now, when we look back at this year, at this and years to come, I think we'll thank our lucky stars that the GOP went all in on Trump rather than someone more competent. In their eagerness, they've made a catastrophic strategical error. They ran down and fucked one cow instead of walking down and fucking them all. Is the comment following NS Redditor's third top comment there. And these are good comments, so I'm going to give them some upvotes. And then I'm going to give you the juicy goodness. This is the Daily News Report. Jesus, those side links are fucking craziness and not good. President Trump appears in Panama Papers for the first time. President Trump's name has for the first time been discovered in the Panama Papers. The massive trove of leaked documents detailing the ways in which the world's richest people hide their business dealing from scrutiny and taxation. The discovery, first flagged by investigative reporter Jake Berstein on Friday afternoon, involves the purchase and subsequent sale of a condo at the newly constructed Trump Palace on the Upper East Side in the early 1990s. The deal involved a mysterious Panamanian company called Process Consultants Incorporated, which bought a 16th floor condo at the Trump skyscraper in 1991. Process Consultants was owned through so-called bearer shares, which can be used to transfer assets with complete anonymity. Such shares are popular among money launderers. 3 years after the purchase, Process Consultants put the Trump Palace unit up for sale, with the Trump Corporation as its executive broker. A woman from Hong Kong, whose name has appeared in other leaked documents, appears to have bought the apartment for $355,000 according to a contract. What this contract says, we shall see. This is from Jake Berstein. It's his website. Process Consultants Incorporated, Orango Orliac Building, 2nd floor, East 51st Street, Panama, Republic de Panama, September 6, 1994. The Trump Corporation, 5th Avenue, New York, New York. Residential unit number 16E, or the apartment in the building known as Trump Palace, located at 200 Street, 60th Street, New York, New York. Gentlemen, this letter will serve to set forth our agreement as follows. Process Consultant, the owner of the above referenced apartment, or the apartment owner, hereby appoint and engage the Trump Corporation, or Trump, as the executive broker with the exclusive right to offer for sale and sell the above referenced apartment. Apartment owner represents that the monthly common charges of the apartment are currently $596.63, and the current annual real estate taxes are $1,552.70 each, half 1993 and 1994. Apartment owner agrees to pay to Trump for its services hereunder, and Trump agrees to as full compensation for services hereunder a commission equal to 6%. This looks like just a standard run-of-the-mill lease agreement, which is less interesting than I was hoping. But it is strange. Bana Hunter Williams, or Rana, Process Consultants Incorporated, very truly yours. Can't read the name. It's in the Panama Papers. Let's see. As has been the case with most Panama Papers revelations, there's no indication of who is actually behind Process Consultants or where that person's money came from. While using bearer shares doesn't prove that Process Consultants was involved in something dubious, the quick condo flip is characteristic of money laundering. Trump himself could be in serious trouble if his company knowingly facilitated the condo sale for the purpose of laundering money. The White House did not immediately return a request for comment from the Daily News. Process Consultants, there's a picture here, bought a condo on the 16th floor of the Trump Palace on the Upper East Side. It's really not that impressive of a building. I was expecting more. Something better, grander, more unique. Anyhow, Roy Moore's communications director resigned, according to the side note there. Has been the case with most Panama paper revelations. There's no indication of who's actually behind Process Consultants or where that person's money came from. While using bearer shares doesn't prove the consultants was involved in something dubious, the quick condo flip is characterized of money laundering. Trump himself could be in serious trouble if his company knowingly facilitated a condo sale for the purpose of laundering money. The White House did not immediately return a request for comment from the Daily News. Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller has been looking into Trump's sprawling real estate empire as part of his investigation into Russian election meddling in our election. According to reports, it is not known if the Process Consultants deal has been of interest in that probe. The Trump condo contract is one of hundreds of thousands of documents that were leaked in 2015 from Mossack Fonseca, a Panamanian law firm that sold anonymous shell companies around the globe. Some of the world's richest people were able to conduct shady business deals by hiding behind the law firm's offshore companies. After the massive leak, the founders behind Mossack Fonseca were arrested, and the firm remains under investigation around the world. Last month, another leaked trove of documents, dubbed the Paradise Papers, revealed that Trump's Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross has been doing million-dollar business deals with Russian President Vladimir Putin's son-in-law, Kirill Shamalov. Now, I'm a big fan of Chris Hedges and Richard D. Wolff and Noam Chomsky and many more people I love. I feel like they speak the truth. And I've heard in Democracy Now!, Amy Goodman, that it would suck if removing Trump were employed by the deep state to make things even worse than they already are. Because Lord knows that less than a majority of the nation, by far, wants Pence. But I think we gotta redo the whole thing because I think it was fucked up from the beginning. It's been fucked up for a long time. That's really neither here nor there. We're here on JakeBernstein.net /Secrecy World /Trump first appearance of Panama Papers. He says, this was published today, the first appearance of Donald Trump in the Panama Papers shows how operating in the secrecy world is a game rich people play to hide their activities. For government officials, journalists, and even ironically the law firm behind the Panama Papers, determining who is behind a given shell company can be difficult. And as with many cases involving Mossack Fonseca companies, the files are incomplete. The story involves a Panamanian company called Process Consultants Incorporated. No, that's not a typo. There is no final T in consultants, except sometimes in the documents, including in letterhead. It is spelled with the T. Whether this was due to incompetence, necessity, or purposeful muddying, the result is a company that is harder to track, which is exactly what I was thinking, which is kind of badass. Process Consultants was owned through bearer shares. These these share certificates were pieces of paper, and whoever physically possessed them owned the company. For example, if Process bought an apartment in a Trump development, the company was the title holder. Process itself was owned through two share certificates. If someone handed you those two pieces of paper, you would be the owner of the apartment. Bearer shares could be used to transfer assets completely anonymously. They were favorite tools of money launderers. For Mossack Fonseca, bearer shares were popular add-ons, a lucrative secrecy selling point. The directors of Process Consultants were employees of Mossack Fonseca, including Jurgen Mossack himself. They acted as nominee directors. These were fake directors, an extra service offered by the firm which had the benefit of hiding who was really making decisions for the company. Nominee directors are a common ploy in the secrecy world. Now, just because process consultants used bearer shares as nominee directors and had a fluid name doesn't necessarily mean it was doing anything illegal. Figuring out who actually owned the company and where the money came from and whether it was up to something improper, that's where the fun usually began for journalists delving into the files. I'm going to end there because it's a long video.